Hello students, I want to continue with us doing our own creations as we make use of the Shapes tool. We're going to go ahead and again keep same dimensions. And right below the text tool you'll see all the Shapes tools. There's a rectangle tool, kind of a circle or ellipse tool, a line tool, and also a custom shape tool. First one I will actually use the ellipse tool first. As you're creating your student planner for this month or considering it, you might find that you need the Shapes tool. And as you draw it, it will automatically pick up the color that is, kind of foremost here in this space. I can also hit Control T if I want to kind of stretch this to meet the dimensions that I want. Hit Enter. Please notice that there's just looks like just a tiny little stroke around here that's actually kind of misgiving. It's just showing you that that's the shape that you're currently drawing. Once I click off of that layer, that is gone. We'll show you how to actually add that back in if it's something that you choose to do. Okay, so with the Shapes tool, I can double click on the red if I wanted to change, maybe, just make that a little deeper red. I can do that there. Okay, just thinking a little bit about school colors. I'm going to also duplicate my background layer, and what I want to do is I want to make that black. So I'm going to use my paint bucket tool, reviewing a little bit here, and knowing that this layer is underneath the Shapes tool, watch when I drop that black in, it's automatically sitting underneath that circle. So if I go back up to the circle tool, I can now add some effects on here. I click down on effects, I go up to blending options, and I want to move this box somewhere so that I can still see my picture but also see the options that I'm adding. Now I can add a drop shadow, inner glow. I actually want to go down to bevel and emboss, and what I want to do is I want to choose actually emboss to kind of make it look like that circle is actually kind of popping up a little bit. I don't know if the contour or texture, nope, texture is not going to work. Contour might help a little bit. Technique is smooth. How deep do I want that to go? Kind of giving it a shine there so it looks like it's actually beveling from that direction. I can actually choose the direction that it's beveling if I want as well. So I like that. I'm going to go ahead and leave that there. I think I might want to add actually a second ellipse tool, and notice that the shapes create their own layers. Okay, so you don't actually have to do anything as far as that goes. I'm going to hit Control T. Again, I'm going to try and match this almost like kind of a mini bullseye idea here. And I hit Enter. And instead of black, I want to go ahead and use white. Okay, so it's kind of giving me a little bit of a shape here of what I might want to work with. At this point, I've shown you some of the basic shapes here. I want to show you where the custom shapes are. So if we go down to what looks like a little amoeba here, I click on that. I go up to this shape tool up here in this new window, and I choose all. Notice that there are all different kinds that I can choose. I'm going to go ahead and select all, and actually it is showing me all of the shapes that I have available to me. So if for my student planner idea I wanted to do something with, thinking about a light bulb or kind of create my own theme, okay, I can click off of that and I can draw that shape. Okay, and again it will just pick whatever the last color is that I chose. Once I click off of that layer, it kind of sets in and doesn't look quite so pixelated. I click back on it. I can hit Control T, and maybe I can make it more like a thought that someone's having here up top. If I want to make sure the dimensions are not skewed, I click there and pull from the corner. So it might be something that I want to work with at that point there. Okay, I can also, with this shape, just like the other one, go to the effects, the blending options, and to me perhaps a drop shadow, I don't know, doesn't really give a whole lot of effect because it's kind of black on black, so I'm actually going to cancel that a second. I'm going to turn this idea bulb to yellow, as most lights are yellow. Okay, and I'm going to go back to my blending options, choose a drop shadow. Okay, I'm going to choose this kind of distance here and the spread, so it kind of gives it a little bit more to it. I actually do think I want to go to my bevel and emboss in addition to that and have that pop just a little bit more. Okay, so now I've given some depth to my shapes. I've not just simply, drawn a few circles, drawn a few goofy random custom shapes, but I've given it some thought, and I have added some effects to give it depth, almost like things are popping off the page. So again, I encourage you to mimic this one, but then also create one of your own as well, using the tools that I've shown you on how to use shapes. Good luck.